Welcome, everybody, to Family Matters with Unc and his nephews. Once again, I'm Unc, Eric Yarborough.
One of the nephews, Juwan Williams.
I'm the other nephew, Tyrell.
Today, we want to talk about NIL deals in college football. Is it changing the landscape of football for people? How would past performance in college what it did on NIL deals? We'll bring that up second half. Who we think would have been one of the best and made the most money from the past. So now we're talking about NIL deals. Seems like a lot of these young athletes are getting millions prior to even stepping one foot in college football.
Yeah.
I wasn't privileged to play at a high level. I played, but you guys played football. How do y'all feel about people getting paid now than when y'all was playing? How would that affect y'all as well? So,
It's interesting, being a former player, you definitely would want that that bread just to help you with the day-to-day stuff. But now looking at it as an adult and thinking back on your younger self, you understand with that money comes a lot of different things. A lot of different
they just blasted. Sorry.
you good. A lot of different tax things, a lot of different educational things that you weren't privy to at the beginning. But yeah, it's a different dynamic now in college sports. You got student athletes being paid more or right up there with their coaches. So that's a dynamic in the locker rooms. And as well as, is it pay for play? Is it something where you have to, is it attached to academics or something outside of the field? So, just getting around the NCAA's legislation on it is different. And, I feel like it's good for the players, get your money by all means, just because tomorrow's not given, the pro league isn't given to you. So by all means, get your bread. I'm a firm believer. If you can make it, by all means, get it. But yeah, it definitely changes some of the dynamics in the locker room, on campus and in and around the school, just because there are a lot more people, eyes on you, and you got to do something now with the money or with the sponsorship. A lot of people are in your back pocket, or they're counting on you to provide for them in that sort of a thing.
Is it jealousy within locker rooms? I guess if I know Jawan, you got $5 million. Tyrell got $2 million. Only got $1 million.
It depends on the team, like as long as the wealth is like when you're in a locker room, the guys that have potential to go to the next level. Nowadays with the NIL deal, you don't have to be the guy to get that deal. You can be the number 2 or number 3 person and just have the following. Now it's attached to social media. The aspect of social media makes it a little bit better. Your following grows. Some of the I guess social media influencers had opportunities to go to college, but they saw the 4 years, 60,000 per year was less than what they were making in a social media aspect. So if you can make social media work for you and get that bread that way, by all means, make it happen. But it's different in the locker room. Like the guys, the top 1% that are going to go to the league, and then everyone else is just trying to get there or make their name. So depending on how different teams and different institutions institute NLI and those deals, whether you can have a team to go out and get a deal for you, or you have to work through the school there. It differs, but there's definitely some type of jealousy or I should have what he has type of deal in some cases, but we just don't hear about those just because they're the real hush hush, or it isn't the end all be all. I think NLI has helped a lot of student athletes that would have gone broke or would have gone to the next level without that money in a lot of different sports.
Tyrell, how you feel about NIL deals?
Um, I feel it's good that the kids are making. Well, I can't say all kids. Some of the kids are making back or what making what they should be. I get at least being made off of. NCAA makes so much money off of kids, it's unreal. In a way, I honestly think that NCAA probably makes more money than NFL, but that's probably not true. But they make a good portion of amount of money off of all the kids on the team, and I feel that regardless of the kids that have like the multi-million-dollar deals or whatever the case may be, I feel that all the kids should get something out of the deal. You know what I mean? I understand, they're probably getting a free education out the thing, but the university is probably on average probably making somewhere but maybe about 40 to 80,000 per kid. So that's the way I feel about it. It's it just seems weird because when I was going through high school, you know, if you got paid to play, you know, it was you would be ineligible to play at that point. You know what I mean? Especially like Reggie Bush. Now they took the man's Heisman Trophy back, and now kids are getting paid for it. You know what I mean? Things ain't just right. I'm sure there's other players that probably potentially got paid and just never been talked about, but you take that risk. You know what I mean? But now it's just publicly you can just make money. And at this point, some kids will probably make more money in college than they would in the NFL. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some kids know that they might not be good enough to make the NFL, so they'll make all the money they can in college to start their life.
I think it was different when I was going to school because I don't think it wasn't boosters.
Mm-hmm.
It was people in the community that affiliated with the teams that gave you stuff. And it's probably it's still illegal, but as us young kids growing up in the hood, I have a good game, even in high school. If I had a good game against, it was Asbury Neptune rivalry. I go and they get them 30, we win. Slide. People slide me stuff. That's probably the same as ineligible. And the same thing like college. When I went to all these different schools to go look for being recruited, I went to Michigan. I saw the Fab Five, all of them, because I went in 94. That's when they was out. They was there.
Mm-hmm.
I could tell, like I went there, I visit. You could tell something's going on, man. Everybody knew something was going on, man. For real. I'm trying to tell you. These guys, high school, nice car. Same thing when what happened to LeBron. LeBron, he was driving a Hummer. He was ineligible. I'm like, that something's going on.
Yeah.
And we live in the hood. I'm pulling up into projects with a brand new Hummer, brand new Cadillac, whatever, Escalade. And we on welfare. Like, people gonna put stuff together, though.
Yeah.
And my thing is, at the end of the day, like y'all said, if y'all making so much money off of us, why we can't get a kickback?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I never understood.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you go to these stores. Perfect example. If I had number one, and I see my number one all in these stores, everybody wearing it, why I don't get a piece of the pie? I'm number one at the school. Everybody got these it's 20,000 in the crowd. About 5,000 got a number one jersey. Why I don't get paid?
Mm-hmm.
The reason why they're wearing number one is because of me.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm not mad at the kids getting paid, because at the end of the day, the NCAA, they make so much money, but then they kept saying, "Oh, you got a free scholarship." Half of them kids,
that's not enough.
They can't even eat.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. It's a $1 billion business. The college in general is $1 billion business, and you see it school to school, league to league, and how it goes. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right, Eric. I went to Oregon. I saw the Marcus Mariota jerseys in the stores. That was the best thing smoking out there. And
He was last and he won.
Right. Yeah. Like this was before he even won it. Like, they're not selling the one jersey, the 17 jersey. No, they're selling 8 and they're selling it out. And it's like, wait a minute. You got the jersey, you see the tag, it's like $70, $80. That's going to the school, that's going to Nike. What about him? It's just like, if you give him a portion of that, that helps him, that helps
You
his
get a
family.
dollar every time you sell one of my jerseys.
Exactly. And like we had multiple colors. So everyone like had an 8 jersey in yellow, green, black, white. So my man, he's gonna get that kickback. Even if it's $1, he's gonna receive that residual income. But nowadays, you can get those brand deals. You can be the sponsor or the face of a company in the local market. To what Tyrell was saying, some people are going to get the big deals, some are going to get the smaller deals. I'd be happy with just a local grocery store, sponsoring the kid in college, so a brother can get, $100 a month gift card to the store. That's all.
You want some crab legs?
Something, a little lobster here and there. I ain't mad at Jameson.
Crab legs.
Right.
Go ahead, pull up to the barbecue. You bringing something to the table now. You good. But yeah, it's a $1 billion industry, and the whole student athlete tag is just to get under the label of employees, just because you don't want to start actually paying these kids what their worth is, or starting to put them in tiers to where, all right, hey, you make the minimum wage, you're a higher level employee, so you make higher, and just start doing that. It's a slippery slope, and it's a genius way, evil genius way that the NCAA has been working for a while now. Just being on the backside of it and working in sports, it's very evil genius like.
Hey, I'm gonna give y'all this, and then I'm gonna run and go get my Oregon jersey. Tyrell, you go first, and then I'll be back in time after I guess Juwan go. What current player you feel is worth the highest NIL deal?
Like that's in college football?
Female, male, anywhere. I'll be right back.
That's a great question. That's a great question.
Think about it. Go ahead and answer.
Are we talking about current players in
yeah,
current in the NFL?
No, I think
college players.
Yeah, college. Yeah, college in general right now. Like I don't even know who the
Deion's son is up there. I think he getting like 7, 8 a year.
I mean,
honestly, I don't think. I mean, his son played in what was it, D1 AA?
Yeah, Jackson. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, that's a lot of money to be making in that league, and coming up to now. I mean, my thing is, I can't foresee him doing the same thing as Williams is doing at USC coming in his year. You know what I mean? Like throwing for that, bringing a team to this. I mean, you're talking about D1 AA, and you're playing with Colorado. Yes, they've got a lot of D1 kids all around. I can't see that. Mm-hmm. But from what I would see, I would think maybe Williams from USC.
Yeah.
He honestly, I think he's worth, for what you get out of him. He plays just like Patrick Mahomes to me.
See, but I feel like you're attaching his NLI to his performance. I feel like in this, with the question, it's
likeness.
I would go to like Bronny or
girl from LSU. She doing a lot.
Reese, exactly. So like those big names that, like, I feel like Bronny has probably made 2-3 million before he even stepped foot on the campus at USC. He did the Fast and the Furious commercial. He wasn't even out of high school. So like just like those type of deals.
But I think the highest NIL deal goes to the gymnast from LSU. It's a gymnast that makes a lot of money, and she got a lot of likeness and all of that. I forgot her name, but she makes a lot of money in NIL.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I feel like she didn't even like compete at the NCAA championships this year, and she still had the buzz because LSU went, and I feel like they had to up security just for her and the squad, just because of her following and things like that. Like you get into the whole social media game, you get a niche following, and then you just blow up from your performance. it's only going to catapult you into what's next for you. You know,
And
so
number 17, did you get some of this money?
I wish, man. Shoot,
NIL money.
they would have.
All right, you see this jersey, Tyrell? Top of the line. See this jersey? Pac-12 right here. Got the Pac-12 got the O right here. Can y'all see it? Oh.
Nah, I just got the the free education and the free meals.
You got the duck on the side, the duck.
You should have got NCAA money.
Huh?
You should have got some of the NCAA video game money.
You should have got
I wish I was only on it.
Chick-fil-A.
Right, I was only on it for a year. I wish I could have got that.
But that's why I said let me run and get my jersey, man. I got my, I got jersey. I got, these are my gifts. These are my gifts. All right, so we're talking about NIL, right? And we had a lot of star power in college football over many, many years. So you had the Reggie Bushes, the Vince Youngs, the Johnny Manziel doing this. Who do you feel would have broke the bank in NIL deals?
I don't know. I mean,
not just football, basketball, gymnastics. I know we had a couple superstar softball players. It just not. You got to think overall. It's likeness, performance. You got to do everything. You got to have followers. Because see, when I was going to school, we didn't have all that social media. So it's a lot of things that we did, like me, Charles Barkley, Michael Jordan, all of us. They was happy that social media wasn't as big as it is now. For real. Because who knows? They all probably would have been in trouble like John Moran.
Yeah.
Because somebody always recording. Even if you don't think so, someone's always recording.
Yeah.
I mean, the first person that comes to mind is either a Cam or a Tim Tebow.
Tebow's a good one.
Just being a media darling and where they're at. Like Cam was at Auburn. Cam was at Auburn.
Tebow was in Florida.
Right. Tebow. Exactly. So like Tebow is in both lanes. He you could put him as the face of anything and he's going to sell it. Whereas Cam, he has the backing of Auburn and those donors. I feel like anytime they have a winning record, something new is being built at that institution. I mean, the same can be said for like a Derrick Henry at Alabama or a Tua at Alabama.
They was all right, but they wasn't as big, I think, as Tebow. Tebow had like them 15 jerseys. They still wearing them.
Oh, absolutely, and he did it like he did it back-to-back years, like consistently,
twice.
Yeah, Reggie did it twice. I'm trying to think who else did it twice. I mean, most of the players. I mean, it's kind of hard.
Vince Young.
Yeah.
A lot. Vince did it. I think he only did it once, didn't he?
Nah, he did it twice. He did it twice.
He
showed up that year at the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, his coming out party was the Rose Bowl.
A Texas game when he had like 400 and something yards.
Then
they beat Reggie Bush in them. They beat him, right?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, that was
I remember. Trying to think. Yeah, that's. I mean, a lot of players is kind of hard because a lot of them only go through 1 year of like full season starters, and then they come out to the league. And it's kind of hard to base it on that.
So you probably need to go back like Herschel Walker when he was at Georgia. He was there for 4 years.
Right, like Deion.
Yep, prime time at Florida State.
I mean, yeah. If you're talking about who would have broke the bank, probably Deion, Bo Jackson.
I forgot about Bo. Yeah, Bo.
Bo was something else, man.
And Bo knows. He would have had Nike deals before he was even out of Bo knows football. Bo knows baseball.
That's what I'm saying. Like, Deion was flashy, so Deion
wanted the money though. But
yeah.
Deion hit a home run and got an interception the same day.
Yeah.
Right.
Who else did that in the world?
Nobody. But
you don't get this guy no props. But that's a whole nother topic. We'll talk about that another day.
but
He had a home run and an interception in the same day. NIL, show me the money.
I mean, yeah, the same could be said for the likes of like Mike Vick, Randy Moss, AI.
Virginia Tech, yeah. Vick came when he started as a freshman, right?
Yeah, he started as a freshman, led them to the national championship. So you get him for
next year. He ain't do nothing because Virginia Tech sucked. I mean, he did do good, but Virginia Tech wasn't. Everybody left that year.
Yeah,
exactly. I mean, all these folks made it off the back of him. And then I mean,
he stayed with 2 years or 3 years.
No, it's been 3. Like the
you had to stay at 3 years, right?
Yeah. But I mean, they told him after his last game, you're going number 1. You're good. But yeah, I mean, I feel like we've all seen by now the Johnny Manziel documentary and just seeing not even the money that he made, just if you just look at the school made $740 million off of him.
That's what they said. They showed it. They showed the stats.
But that's one player on the team.
Right. That's one man.
Yeah,
that's
but
one man. They almost paid $1 billion off the one guy.
Like lightning in a bottle. You give me 2 years, $740 million. Thank you, sir. Holla at you. Here's your chicken sandwich.
2 years. He almost made $1 billion for the school, nephew. 2 years.
That's crazy.
And guess what he got? He ain't even get a degree. Yo, that's crazy, yo. I remember they said that in the thing. And the hype and all of that. So him and his buddy don't even talk because when he got to the league, he wanted his own promotion. The guy was like, shit, I've been doing this since we was in college. I was your agent. But you need a real agent. You know what I mean? So
not true. Yeah, I mean, definitely a sad story about the two of them, but it's just the business of it. Like we've been rocking together, but now we got to be a little bit more professional.
Yo, money is always.
Oh yeah,
it's when you're taking money out of somebody's mouth. That's the whole thing. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So
money is all evil.
I think I'm gonna go with like Reggie Bush, yo. I think Reggie Bush was like that guy that when you go to the Coliseum, you see all them Reggie Bush jerseys. I'm trying to. Everybody had a Reggie Bush jersey.
Oh, still to this day.
And that's what I'm saying. When you go to that Coliseum, and if you had, I guarantee we had IG, all that stuff like we had now, he'll have a following. His following would be crazy.
Yeah, because one of my buddies in high school had his cleats and all, but you had a bunch of kids wanting Reggie Bush cleats, and he was only in college.
That's what I'm saying. He would have had a deal for the cleats. They would have made him some Reggie Bush ones by his junior year. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Right. So yeah, I just think the NIL is like, I think it's ruining college sports to a certain degree because some of these old school coaches can't get the athletes that they want because they're not guaranteed NIL deals. I mean, plain and simple.
Not very true. I mean, I feel like the winningest coach, Nick Saban, has came on and said that many a times where
you feel it.
Right. Like the kids he was getting 2 years ago aren't coming just off the back of NIL. Like, hey,
Nick Saban not guaranteed me a $2 million NIL deal. I'm not coming.
Right.
But if I go over here to Texas A&M or Michigan, John Harbaugh, and who else? What's the guy from Florida State that's in Texas A&M now?
Jimbo.
Jimbo he getting people. He getting NIL deals for people. Because the people backing. That's what I'm saying.
Those
boosters backing.
Tennis paying too.
I mean, everyone paying. They're seeing it as if you want to be stuck in the past, by all means, be stuck in the past. We're going to go to the future, and we're going to get these kids what they want. We're going to give them. I feel like
we want money,
right? To a certain degree, everyone understands the name of the game. Like, hey, these kids are our livelihoods. By all means, if we can pay them a little bit of what we make, let's do it. That gives them a better life, and then by all means, that it gets a better product on the field. If you can get a couple 5 stars out there on the field and pay them all what they want, they're gonna produce for you. you know. And if Nick Saban's going to be stuck in the past about it and complain and moan about it, then that's him, you know.
Yeah.
Sure, there's some folks.
That's why Georgia is catching up to them.
Yep.
Georgia.
That's what I'm saying.
Texas beat them.
That's why Georgia can get there, because Georgia said, okay, Kirby said, hey, oh, you need $2 million? Come on, we got you.
Yeah.
Let me call a couple boosters. No, that's how it is. That's it's gonna be the going trend. And that's why I'm trying to say, I think it's messing up sports in general, even for basketball.
Yeah.
I feel like
look at Penny Hardaway, your former NBA player. Oh, I can get you what you need. I got the connects. Juwan Howard, I got the connects. I utilize my connections to get where you need to go. Go ahead, Tyrell. What you about to say?
No. Well, what I was gonna say was, it's with the NIL deal. It's a positive and a negative. Like everything in life, it has a positive and a negative. Now, like with them being paid, it alleviates some of the minor troubles that that they were experiencing before, like stealing food,
hardships.
Yes, just stealing simple stuff. But now you're talking about you're getting them where they can afford crazy stuff, like what's the kid's name? Jalen Carter. Racing a track hawk down by the university, and young lady was killed. So now you're going to be in the bigger trouble. You know what I mean? The stealing food, the stealing laptops, none of that stuff won't happen no more, because kids can go out and pay for 150 of them if they want. So all that little stuff is gone. Now you're going to have big trouble. That's going to be big crime. You know what I mean? So that's the only other bad side of them getting paid as much as they are. They can do so much. They can pay for a lot. You know what I mean? Like, if your son was making $2 million a year and he wanted to drive to school in a Bugatti, I mean, how are you going to tell him no? You know what I mean? It's his money. You know what I mean?
Not true. No, it's very true.
It's teaching them, for me, it's teaching them bad spending habits, honestly.
I mean, but to a degree, like I definitely agree with you, but to a degree, like you gotta teach these kids the right way if you can. Like, by all means, everyone's story is not the same. You're not going to be able to give them all the tools that they need. Sometimes you have to learn the hard way, but the NIL deal is good and bad to a degree. You got kids making the same or more than coaches now. So, like, if you're in a meeting room and a coach says something outlandish to you and he's trying to give you criticism, he's like, yo, I make double your salary. You can't tell me nothing. And you just walk out.
Yeah.
As an adult, you're like, you know what? You're right. But I want to put my hands on you just to show you, like, I'm still the adult. And, like, that's the negative side of it. But the positive is, like, you're changing these kids' lives, but you have to put some type of curriculum or some type of management in place so that they understand, like, yo, you're about to see money that maybe your parents haven't seen, maybe your grandparents haven't seen in their whole lives. So, like, let's use this accordingly and how it can be used. But there are going to be some bad actors out there that use it to disadvantage, or, as you said, get into trouble just due to, I got it, so I'm going to spend it. Like, it's going to burn a hole in their pocket. And it's like, can't really do that. Like Jalen Carter is a great example. Why are we racing at night? Only, like, all things bad happen after 12 a.m. So I'm like, what are we doing here?
The thing that's open is legs and 7-Eleven. That's what my mother used to say.
Yeah.
She said, after 12 o'clock, it's two things that's open: legs and 7-Eleven. She ain't never lied.
Right.
Because I always was trying to go on some legs, and I always was at 7-Eleven after the legs.
That and a bar. That's the only other place that's open.
Right.
All that stuff right there, can lead you down the wrong way. If you're not thinking on, with the right hit. You know what I mean?
Very true.
But I think that you got to be. They had to figure out a way to start paying, because it would have been a lot more going on. And I think that with college want even playing grounds, but they're not going to get it. Same thing that's going on with all the different conferences. Like me and Uncle Rob was talking about, they're probably going to have an AFC, NFC when it's all said and done. They're gonna have 20 teams in the AFC, 20-something teams in the NFC, and they have different divisions. And that's what it's gonna be because it's all about the greed of money. Hey, we get you this contract. Oh, that's not good enough. Oh, they said they can give us, guarantee us 10, 15 million more. So that means we can keep some other athletic. It's all about athletics. Just because you guys, we always got to remember, NIL deals are good, but you got to remember, it's more than just because I put this NIL deals in college football. College football is a moneymaker to help some of these other sports stay alive. And that's one thing. And I know Juwan understands that. And I understand that. Like, hey, without college football making all this money, I won't be able to have the lacrosse team. I won't be able to have
right, because
we won't be able to have the rowing team. You know what I mean? So you got to understand that college football is a big money maker, but I got to split that 35, 40 million with football, basketball, baseball, softball,
right.
Any other sports, track and field, like all these sports we have, we got to split that money. So don't think that just because, hey, we went to the national championship, the time when nephew and them went, they aired it out. How much they gonna get? I said, oh, Oregon football. I said, nah, the football team don't get that. They got to split that with all the athletics.
Absolutely.
So I know I said NIL deals in college football, but really it's NIL deals in college, period. So that's one thing we got to understand that the schools are trying to benefit off of kids. So kids are now benefiting off the schools. What's different? That's a question for you guys. What's different since these schools are getting upset? But the first thing they're going to say, oh, you got a scholarship. But hey, I'm the star quarterback. I'm in the running for the Heisman 2 years in a row. How much money did you make off of me?
Well, yeah, but on an average kid, I mean, the university is making out. But and like
I'm talking about the stars. So what if Tyrell, you go to Miami, you're a Heisman candidate. Jawan went to Oregon, he's a Heisman candidate. Y'all been Heisman candidates for 2 years. You know how much money the school gonna make off of y'all for 2 years in a row?
A lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you wasn't able to get nothing. So imagine those guys that was in the running for Heisman's 2 years in a row. If you went to New York 2 years in a row, imagine.
Yeah.
Like, perfect example. The kid from USC, which is out here in DC, he's the quarterback. He's from DC. He won it last year, right? You don't think he got billboards and stuff at USC and LA up there now for him? What if you make it again? Go to New York. You know how much money the USC make off of him? A lot.
No.
You see all these jerseys.
But it's it's the give and take. It's now kids have to be more business minded stepping into and selecting their school. You know, when you have a situation like Caleb's at SC, that was a business move for him. First off, like you link him with his head coach, they go off and do major numbers. He wins the Heisman. Now it's names on billboards, money's rolling in. Like that's what everyone wants. But for the school, it's like perfect. You can have your NLI deals. We're still bringing in more money than you are making in those NIL deals. And
Yeah,
that's
So,
all.
so the question is, as long as we're winning, we're happy with your NIL deal. So, all right. So since you said that, Miami Hurricanes gave that quarterback like 2-3 million. He ain't do nothing. So you don't think they was upset about Tyrell? Know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
One of them quarterbacks got before he even played. I'm like, they paying him. They ain't have a winning season. So how does that affect the world of being a team, Jawan?
So it doesn't really affect the team aspect of it too much. So when we're talking about NLI deals, we got to understand one thing, that it's not attached to your performance on the field. So like it's attached only to academics and whatever other stipulations outside of your sport that they put into those contracts. So like,
but in the locker room,
in the locker room,
that's what I'm saying.
in the locker room, it will be a little bit. So like in the locker room, it's like, yo, it's just like the NFL in the locker room. Like if you just got a deal, your deal just got inked, you just got paid, and now you come into the season, you're not performing, and people are gonna look at you sideways for sure. But it's like, all right, football is a team sport. The only majority team sport. You got to have at least 8 wins at each position in order to get positive yards. So I mean, when you look at it critically, it's not only one person, but if we're looking at that one person that has the ball 90% of the time, absolutely. Like win or lose, games are on your shoulders. So if you're paying him that money, it's like, all right, you just got 2-3 million in NLI deals. You could have split that up 5-6 ways, paid the offensive line 500K each, and they would have been chilling. So like you definitely understand those sentiments and where they're coming from. But at the end of the day, it's he's the face, quote unquote, of the franchise. He's the face of the team until otherwise noticed. And it's definitely a good and bad thing. Good for the kid, bad for the institution. But I'm a firm believer, like student athletes got to get their money by any means necessary. So good for him.
Why? Because you was a student athlete and you ain't get the money.
Or just like anyone growing up, they want the money. Like you're gonna want the money and the team success, but at any rate, at any day, you're gonna understand. All right, team success isn't going anywhere. Like anyone playing for the Cleveland Browns in the last like 15, 20 years, it's like we're not going to win that many games, so let me get mine. It turns into a let me get mine situation rather than a one for all for one team aspect.
So let me ask you this. I'm gonna throw a curveball in here.
Mm-hmm.
Say by chance you got I don't know, like a Lindell White situation in Reggie Bush. Lindell White was there first.
Mm-hmm.
Say he's making $2 million a year. Then you Reggie Bush show up, and then the team starts blowing up. But Reggie was making, I don't know, couple $100, couple thousand. But the starting running back was making $2 million. Like, how do you foresee that situation going? You know what I mean? You got a starting running back that was only doing certain things, but you got somebody behind them that's bringing the university to another level. Mid-season. How do you see that kid for being upset though? You know what I mean?
No, yeah. And I feel like that's going to be a situation that happens in the future. You're going to have the Cam Newton effect on a lot of different teams. Like he's there. Like people that love him want to see him play, especially in that situation. They tag them thunder and lightning. So it's like, all right, at some point you're going to get hit with both. Like the storm is going to come, and to that, if you're looking at it from a school standpoint, you're fine. You are sitting pretty. You're like, keep these two happy. Whatever they want, give it to them. We're making more money off of them, ticket sales, ad revenue, all those things with them on the team. You just have to keep them in-house. Now, team aspect, sure. If you're Lindell and Reggie, you're like, yo, we got a good thing rolling here. As long as we keep winning, you and me keep, we're happy. We're solid. Everyone else on the team is like, they're going to be the same way. You don't want to stop a good thing. We've been on good teams.
Right.
We've seen hey, how is so-and-so doing this week? How is he looking? You're not worried about, anyone else but the star player. So it's like at the end of the day, the rest of the team is focused on winning. The team is focused on winning, but also their scope is on who are the change makers that can win or lose us the game. So if the Reggie or Lindell, it's like, all right, cool. Keep him healthy. No, it's all good, coach. I'll take his rep. I got him. He's icing up right now. I got that, So like it'll turn into.
Let me slide in right quick.
Yeah, but back then, at least I don't know when it changed, when exactly the transfer portal year changed. But at least I know when I was in high school, the college level, in order to transfer, the head coach. Whereas now you can just put yourself in the transfer portal without no asking. But you at that point when you got two people like that, now somebody might get selfish and say, hey, I want the carries to myself. I want to go to such and such.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
No,
I mean, are you going to be willing to overpay this kid to stay, or you going to let him go?
No, it's very true. I mean, that literally happens every year. I mean, I'm sure, like, mark my words, I feel like it will happen at the University of Texas just because they have like so many quarterbacks in that room. You know, you got the Manning kid, and then you have like 2 or 3 others that can ball. And by all means, you know, this is the quarterback position, it's not the running back or the receiver position. But to any student athlete out there, it's you definitely want to make the most money, but you want to go to a situation where you can develop and you know, learn the skills that you need to learn. And you know, if you put Lindell and Reggie in today's world, I'm not sure which one would transfer. Lindell might transfer after the first year of Reggie, just because why am I now regulated to, you know, the 20-yard line and in? Like, wait a minute, I got home run speed.
Hey, coach, I want 15 carries.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what's stopping Lindell from going to Pete? Like, yo, look, I'm gonna transfer if I don't get 20 carries next game.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. At any moment you can do it. You know what I mean? You don't. It ain't no. Hey, coach, you know, I'm not feeling this program. I need you to sign off on his transfer. It ain't like that no more. You just
don't have to sign off. You can just enter the portal.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Quick way out. I mean, I'm sure if your name is big enough, you know, somebody will pick you up instantly. You know what I mean? It ain't no wait time.
Oh no. There's tampering. There's tampering. Like, somebody will shoot you a text.
They investigated that somebody that they said they couldn't go to some school because they was getting emails and trying to talk to the coach and stuff.
Oh yeah, because the
certain window that you could do it.
Yeah, so the way it works is you have, I believe now it's like 2 or 3 weeks from the time you put yourself in the portal. You have about like a 2 or 3 week window to, you know, talk to folks. But as soon as you put your name into the transfer portal, all financial responsibilities of your institution are gone. So like, you put your name in, financial aid's gone, you know, they don't have to, you know, pay for you anymore. So now it's a bigger decision. It's like, wait, who out there wants me first? Like, let me first figure that out, what my worth is, and then yay or nay on the transfer portal. So yeah, like, now it's a little bit different. You know, I'm sure you drop Lindell in what, 05, 06, I want to transfer. UCLA is picking up that phone. Yo, you can come right down the road.
Right.
And we got your jersey, whatever number you want. You good here, homie. It's good.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you can do that now to a degree, but you gotta work your way with a tampering issue. But yeah, if your name is big enough, people will come. It's the
what about the folks. Schools though? Remember how Chris Johnson went to a small school, but he did a lot. You know what I mean?
It doesn't matter though, because NIL deals is everywhere.
Right. So you can
go to a small school and still get about 800,000.
Right. So you can look at what was that? You can look at the 2014, 2013 Ole Miss team when they had Kim Nietzsche, they had AJ Brown, they had Treadwell, like, loaded team. You know, like, that was the one and done season for them. It's like, all right, hey, all these athletes here, we're gonna go for it. Like,
and what they was 8-4 or something.
Right. Like, who's to say an NC State couldn't do that one year? Like, all right, yo, look, you transfer here, we got X amount of dollars for you, and you ball, you know, and that's it. Like, you give us what we want, we give you what you want, and you can do that. I'm sure those business decisions are being made, but it's to a lesser degree. Like, I feel like now you're doing those deals in recruiting before they know the actual worth. If you can get to a kid, if you can get a Wes Welker or a Danny Amendola early before he makes his name, you're going to do that by all means. If you can do the Bill Belichick way, where give me a guy who's versatile and he doesn't know his worth yet.
What's the guy from Clemson that's on the Raiders now, the slot receiver?
Hunter Renfrow.
Yeah.
Like him. It's like, you were great in college. You were who you were because you did XYZ, but we're gonna give you your bread up front. No more out of you. You're solid. But if you get a I'd say like a
what's the name with the Maryland? Diggs. Diggs went to Maryland and he wasn't really
true.
Highly touted. You know what I mean?
Very true. But it just all depends on how or when they get them. But yeah, the transfer portal and NLI definitely play a part in all the movement. But it's great for the game. Like I'll admit it, it's great for the game because
it's even. Alabama ain't dominating no more.
You know what I'm saying? Like you ain't, who is going to stop Alabama? Like, like I'm not getting calls from my aunt every week. Like, yo, roll tide, baby.
Roll tide. Yeah.
You already know. 8:30 in the morning, ringing the phone. Like, roll tide.
I'm a Michigan man, so I hear it all the time. But
yeah, like you get the parity of the leagues and the conferences, and you don't know who's going to come out. Like the conference schedule, when those come out, it's like, ooh, who doesn't see Alabama, Georgia this year? Like that's the thing in the SEC. Like who don't they see? And then now, they can't play those cupcakes anymore because every game matters. You can't play
the power rankings. Yep.
Right. You can't play Mercer week 9 and then rest everybody and play Auburn the week after. It's like, can't do that now.
Yeah.
But all right, fellas, we at our time, man. We're talking about the NIL deals today. Everybody tune in. Thanks again. And guess what I got for us? When you get the NIL deals, guess what? It's all about the Benjamins, baby.
Yeah.
I'll always be on point. I'll be ready.
Yeah. What y'all wanna do? Wanna be ballers, shot callers, brawlers, who be dipping in the bins with the spoilers, on the low from the Jake and the Taurus, trying to get my hands on some grants like Horace. Yeah, living the raw deal, 3-course meal, spaghetti, fettuccine and bill, but still, everything's real in the field, and what you can't have now, leave when you will, but don't knock me for trying to bury 7 zeros over in Rio de Janeiro. Ain't nobody's hero, but I wanna be heard on your hot 9-7 every day, that's my word. Swimming in women with their own condominiums, 5+5s who drive millenniums. It's all about the Benjamins. What? I get a 50-pound bag of oof for the mutts. 5 carrots on my hands with the cuts, and something you wanna be chromed out with the clutch.
Broke nigga, drinking more liquor, driving a broke bigger. I'm with more sippers, watched by gold diggers, rocking Bajor denims with gold zippers. Lost your touch, we kept ours, popping crystals, freaking the 3/4 reptiles. Enormous cream, forest green, binge G for my team. So while you sleep, I'm a scheme. You see through, so why nobody never gonna believe you. You should do what we do, stack chips like Hebrews. Don't let the melody intrigue you, cause I leave you. I'm only here for that green paper with
I'm strictly trying to cop those colossal size Picassos and have pop and flip coke outside, don't got those. They end up with cash flowing like Sosa and the Latin chick transporting in a chocha. Stampeding over pop modes, never sober. Flexing Range Rovers, stealing weight by Minnesota. Avoid